So this is our chemistry application question presentation by me and Upkar. And today we're going to explain and answer the following question. The question itself is found on page 180, and it is as follows. During a neutralization reaction, there is no visible evidence that a reaction is occurring. Describe a safe way by means of which you could determine whether a neutralization reaction is occurring. Now, since this is a group project, me and Upkar will both talk about various things. Upkar will talk about what a neutralization reaction actually is with diagrams, and I'll talk about the answer to the actual question and why.
A neutralization reaction is when an acid and a base react to form water and a salt. It involves the combination of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions to generate water.
And a quick side note, water is produced because if you were to add up the hydrogen ions and the hydroxide, you would get H2O, which is also known as water.
A neutralization reaction is usually acid-based. So neutralization reactions will help return potential of hydrogen level,
also known as pH level,
to more neutral levels. For example, majority of the waste generated in the form of chemical effluents are harmful to us and to our environment. Before the chemicals can be disposed of, their toxicity needs to be neutralized.
And now we'll have an example in which Upkar will explain and give an answer for.
Suppose a truck crashes on a road and spills highly corrosive sulfuric acid. By neutralizing the acid, we would add a base to the acid, thus neutralizing it and giving it a neutral potential of hydrogen level of 7.
To better understand this example, let's think of it like this. Suppose you owe a loan shark a sum of $7, and upon checking your pockets, you find $7. For this example, let's say that you are the base, and the loan shark is the acid. Well, wait, Mark, what does this mean? This doesn't make any sense. This is a terrible analogy. Well, hear me out. Well, since you had those $7 from before, you can now afford to pay your debt. Once you've paid, this would mean that both you and the loan shark are now in a neutral position in which no one is owed anything and whatnot. Although this analogy is only partially true, it still somewhat helps us to understand the neutralization reaction between an acid and a base. Now, moving on to the actual answer of the question. Well, the short answer to the question is that we'd use the pH test to see if a neutralization reaction has occurred in a solution or not. Let's talk about how the pH scale and system actually works. So first off, solutions are ranked from a scale of 0 to 14, with 0 being the most acidic, like lemon juice, and 14 being the most basic, like, a dishwasher cleaner. And in the middle of that, it's 7, which is neutral, meaning it's neither acidic or basic. Now, friends, recall that the question is asking us for a safe way to see whether or not a neutralization reaction has occurred. So, if you followed along with the whole neutralization thing, you'd understand and know that the base neutralizes the acid, giving it a neutral pH level of 7. Now, going back to the question, a safe way to test for a neutralization reaction is by using a little something called pH strips. The pH strips will show us a color on it after it's been dipped into a liquid. This color ranks somewhere on the pH scale and will tell us whether the liquid or solution is acidic or alkaline. In this context, we can use the pH strip to test a solution to see whether or not a neutralization reaction has occurred by testing to see if it has a neutral or a pH of 7. Now, obviously, it's important to be cautious around dangerous liquids and substances, or else accidents are very prone to happen. Since it's hard to tell visually that a neutralization reaction has occurred, the pH strip offers an accurate way to test whether or not an acid's acidity has been neutralized. So, in conclusion, we learned a lot. We learned about neutralization reactions, we learned about the pH scale, we learned about how pH strips work. We hope you take care of this information and apply it carefully. And until next time, From me and Upkar, thank you for watching our video.